All right, welcome to this lesson. We're going to be talking about applying to sell on Walmart. So if you are a brand new seller and you don't have a Walmart account yet, in this lesson, we're going to be going over how to apply for a Walmart account. First, let's go over everything that you're going to need before the application. So before even filling anything out, you just want to make sure that you have everything handy so that all the info is readily available and that you can go ahead and that you can supply it. First, you're going to need an EIN, also known as an employer identification number or a business tax ID, and you can get this for free from the IRS website. I will leave the link down below. Next, you're just going to need supporting documents to verify your business name and your address. So this can be your articles of incorporation. This could be the documents that you get when you form your company or your LLC, for example, or just basically you're going to need anything that is going to show your business name as well as your business address because they will ask for that information. Next, you're going to need evidence that you've sold products online before. Walmart likes to work with experienced sellers. They're pretty picky in that regard. Now, you can get approved if you've never sold online before. However, it is a little bit more complicated. But if you sell on Amazon or if you sell on Etsy or other platforms, you can use that for a reference on the application. You can also use a website. You can also use something like Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, whatever, or BigCommerce. And you can go ahead and create a website. And then you want to make sure that it's sort of aged website. So I wouldn't just create a website and then apply the next day. But if you have a website for your company, then you can use that. Next, you want to make sure that all of the products that you will be listing on Walmart have a barcode. So Walmart does have UPC exemption. However, the vast majority of you are going to be selling products that have a UPC code or a barcode affixed to the product. So just make sure that all of your products have UPC codes to them. And next, you just want to make sure that you're not selling any products that are prohibited by Walmart. So if you have a product on Amazon that is prohibited, I would go ahead and I would either remove that or I would wait to sell out. In order to apply to sell on Walmart, they might not check every product, but you just want to make sure that you are removing all of the red flags that could potentially get you rejected from selling on the platform. And lastly, you just want to make sure that you have your fulfillment system with return capabilities. So what this means is you just need to have the address where you're going to be shipping from, as well as you also need to have the address where you're going to be receiving returns. Whether or not that's your address, or it could be a 3PL or a fulfillment center, or just a third party, but you just want to make sure that you have all of that information figured out because Walmart will ask for it. Next, let's go over the process for applying. So first, you're going to have the initial application. This is where you're just going to enter in your email, your password, and you're essentially just going to create your Walmart seller account. So this is just going to be the details. Then once you log in and you receive the email to log in, you're then going to go ahead and you're going to need to complete the verification process. So this is where you are just going to go ahead and you are going to basically input all of your company information, your payment information, your return and shipping information, and then you will apply. So this 3-step account application process is exactly like I said. You have the business setup, then you have your payments, and then you have your shipping. And then after you complete that, you're then going to wait to hear back from them. So underneath this video, you're going to see a link to go ahead to click and apply. So once you click that link, it's going to bring you to this page. And they're just going to ask you for all the basic information. So you're going to need your first name, your last name, your legal business name, then what country you're in, and then the region that you are incorporated in, and then your tax ID. So this is where you're going to enter in your EIN. Next, you're going to need to put in your business email address. So this will be the email address that will be tied to your account. It's the main email address that you will use to log in. Then you're going to need your business phone number. Then you're just going to create a password and then you're going to agree. And then you're going to press create my account. After you do that, you should receive an email to that email that you put in as your business email address, and it's going to then give you the link to go ahead and log into the Walmart Seller Center. So this is where the process begins for actually applying for the account. So you've created the account, and now you're going to be greeted with this page, or actually this page, where it's going to say start selling in 3 easy steps. So on these steps, you're going to see it says onboarding active, and you're going to need to put everything in here in order to get verified. So here you have the checklist, which is where you're going to input all of your business information. So once you click it right here, you click get verified, you're going to see this where you're going to put in your country or region of incorporation, your US tax ID, which is your EIN right here, then your business details. So your legal business name, your business address, and then you're also going to need to go ahead and fill in your city and zip code, as well as your phone number and all the information right there. Next, you're going to need to set up your payment settings. So for payment settings, it's pretty simple. They're going to give you 3 options. You can either choose Pioneer, you can either choose Hyperwallet, or the third one that they just added. I use Hyperwallet. It really doesn't matter what you choose. Hyperwallet is owned by PayPal. Some people like to know that. Some people have success with Pioneer. They're all basically the same, and it's just going to facilitate you getting money from Walmart to your bank account. After you complete that, you're then going to have the third step, which is where you're going to select your shipping price and partners, as well as you're also going to enter in your return settings. So for the shipping settings, it's pretty similar to Amazon. You're either going to create a template, and then you're also going to go ahead and you're going to select where you're shipping. So the value shipping is very easy to set up. Walmart will give you a basic template right away that you can use. So this says that you're going to ship to all of the 48 states plus DC, and then you're going to go ahead and only ship to street addresses, and everything will take 6 days. And then you have a rule for Alaska and Hawaii. You can delete this if you don't want to, and then you can go ahead and you can add standard, and you can go ahead and you can make it a little bit faster. You can go ahead and break it down by regions if you want to. So the regions look like this. You have the Northeast, Midwest, South, and you can go ahead and you can create different rules for different regions and different shipping speeds. After you fill that in, you're then going to need to go ahead and set up your shipping and returns. So here you're going to fill in all the information in terms of the name, as well as the alias and the address for the return center. And then you can go ahead and set up your shipping and returns in terms of what you are going to offer. So standard shipping, value shipping, and then return labels. And when it comes to the Walmart Return Shipping Service program, they are going to make you opt into this, which means that as a seller, you need to go ahead and accept 99.9% of returns. There are unique cases out there where if you're selling products that are hazardous, or if you're selling products that are a certain dollar amount, that you can get them exempt. But for the most part, you will need to accept all returns. So you need to agree to this. You need to go ahead and enter in your return centers. And then once you're done, you will then have completed all 3 steps of the check marks. So after you complete all of the steps, it's then going to go ahead and it's going to be grayed out, and then you will wait till you receive an email. This can take anywhere from a few minutes all the way up to 48 hours or even a little bit longer at some times. And then you'll see right here it says onboarding active. And then if you are onboarded, it will go ahead and it will show a green dot and it will say active. If for any reason that you are rejected, you can reach out to me and I can try and help you get your account active on Walmart.